everybody, my name is Grace Kemp, and this is part 2 of Revelation, What John Saw. We're simply picking out the phrase, "and I saw," and then explaining, or trying to, what John saw. 33 times he said that. He saw souls under the altar. Now, he's speaking from the vantage point of being in the throne room of heaven. The souls under the altar are the Jewish believers who have been martyred during the first half of the tribulation. I won't go into details as to how I arrived at that, but biblically I believe that's the explanation. They are safe, secure, provided for, but they are confined. They somehow represent or remind me of the believers who died prior to the resurrection of Christ. They were housed in a place called Abraham's bosom, or paradise. It isn't heaven. They were provided for, comforted, and safe. But when Christ died, his spirit descended to Sheol, and he released those captives, and they followed him into heaven, the first fruits. They followed him, the captivity, he led captivity captive. These under the altar are those early martyrs, and they're not released till all the martyrs have arrived in heaven. And then he sees 4 angels on the 4 corners of the earth. That means the 4 corners of the earth represent the entire earth, its inhabitants, and all that it has. These 4 angels, I call them the 4 earth angels, they are mentioned 7 times, and they have to do with judgments on the earth. They're interesting to study. But he saw them on the 4 corners of the earth holding back the wind until the 144,000 would be sealed. And then John saw an angel from the east with the seal of God. That is fascinating. It says the angel arose from the east. The angel didn't come down from heaven. The angel was already in the east. In the Bible, inevitably, the east means Babylon, or present-day Iraq. This was an angel stationed in Babylon, where the origin, I think, of all things evil came from there. I'm guessing it's Gabriel, because all of the angels identified in Babylon as usually Gabriel. He's active. He's one of the 7 elite angels that stand before God. It was probably Gabriel who rose from Babylon and came to seal the 144,000 in their foreheads with the name of their tribe and the name of their God. And they could not be killed because they become the evangelists during the second half of the tribulation. They go through all the world preaching to those that have never heard. So John saw that angel rising from the east. He also saw 7 angels with 7 trumpets. Now, at this point, it's about 2 years into the tribulation. And these 7 angels with the trumpets are about to bring the 7 trumpet judgments. They're exacerbating the plagues of the 7 seal judgments, and he sees them ready. And then he sees an angel with the key to the bottomless pit. That is not a good thing, because the angel is about to release demons into the world at the behest of God. Now, God is masterminding the entire tribulation. Satan is simply doing what he's allowed to do by God. And then he sees horses breathing fire, smoke, and brimstone. They represent the kings of the east, a 200 million man army who begins trekking. I think it's a convoy of sorts. Armored vehicles, I'm assuming, because they breathe fire and smoke, and they seem to devastate along their route. In fact, 1/3 of the population along their route perishes as they march over about a 3-year period toward Armageddon battle. But they begin at this particular time. And then the same angel announces, then there's another mighty angel who we believe is Christ, who stands on the earth and the sea. Now, I don't take that literally, but in John's vision, he saw a mighty angel. And the significance of standing on the earth and sea means I'm taking possession of all. It's a dominant, everything that's on earth, everything that's in the sea, everything, I'm taking authority over that. And he saw this mighty angel who is announcing the end of prophecy. That the prophecy, all prophecy, would be fulfilled at the midpoint. And we'll talk about that. This will be continued on our next video. It's what John saw in his trip to heaven in the book of Revelation. God bless you.